Well, author and host of the Isabel Brown Show, Isabel Brown, is urging young Americans to prioritize marriage and family. Watch.
If you're not encouraging your children to grow up and have the courage to get married and have kids, more kids than they can afford before they think they're ready, it is high time to start. It is these choices, like deleting our dating apps and quitting birth control pills and saying I do at the altar, that ultimately trickle down into the political policies that we will see save our country.
Well, unsurprisingly, the co-hosts of The View were quick to lash out at her and her comments. Watch.
What is she? What?
So my ultimate beef with this is that it wraps a woman's worth up in her ovaries.
Bottom line, if you're not paying my bills, you don't get to tell me what I do with my uterus.
I think it's just really reckless to be suggesting that people should have children when you now know in this country there's this affordability crisis. So she's advocating for people to be born into poverty, people not being able to feed those children, people not being able to educate those children, and people not being able to house those children.
Wow. Peak elitism. You can only have babies if you're rich. And on The View, I guess. Isabel, have you been surprised by the reaction to your comments?
Oh my goodness, Rachel. Well, first I'll just say I never expected that this was going to be my Monday. That clip that they reacted to was an answer I gave during a panel discussion that was 30 minutes long at CPAC last week. And it was a very short 2 seconds of the greater conversation that we were having, clearly taken wildly out of context and with the intention to continue pushing the anti-family propaganda on the women of our generation that we saw spewed all over The View yesterday. Elitism is the perfect word to describe just how out of touch these women really are, because most of them are married with children and worth millions upon millions of dollars, but they have the audacity to scream at you like Sunny Hostin did yesterday, wearing an $800 jacket and lying to you, saying that childcare costs $400,000 per year. If that were the case, no one would be able to afford children.
Yes.
But what's really alarming to me is that at the end of the segment, Whoopi Goldberg wrapped everything up by saying, Isabel, how dare you tell women to want to have children? If you're saying that, I'm going to send you back to the past. So it's always about choice for these people until that choice is the beauty and the joy and the purpose of marriage and motherhood, which of course we should be encouraging people to strive for.
Well, you know, in poll after poll after poll, the happiest people in America are women who are married with children. So you have to wonder what that's all about. There's another thing in these polls. Women who make professional sacrifices for the sake of their family also report higher levels of happiness. This is something that the left doesn't want us to talk about. Here are some recent articles, because they're really pushing this like it's a threat to them or something if women want to get married and have children, especially young women. Here are some of the recent headlines. Sooner or later, everyone has to decide whether to give up lazy weekends, disposable income, and overall peace of mind to have a baby instead. So this is all about, that's an article that came out in the New York Times. It says, from Gen Z to Gen X, a pause in the march to the altar or a decision to skip it altogether is becoming more and more common. By the way, I just had a conversation with Mike Johnson, Speaker Johnson, who was just here. He is the product of 2 teenagers who got pregnant in high school, dropped out, and they went on and had 3 more kids after Mike Johnson. And it seems like they're doing pretty okay.
More than okay. Look at him achieving the American dream, and he's just one story of millions upon millions. Look, the truth is, Rachel, we're claiming that we live in the most empowered time for women in all of human history, and yet the only level of empowerment that they are willing to give you is if you forego committing your life to your best friend and bringing new life into the world through the miracle of pregnancy and motherhood. You're right that for women under the age of 35, married moms with kids are 3 times happier, according to a recent study from the Institute for Family Studies, than unmarried childless women. And it's hard to imagine why they're so threatened by the idea of you being happy. But when you really start looking down at the political breakdown of all of this as well, the entire Democrat voter base is completely contingent upon unmarried childless women who clearly are not happy and are looking to fulfill their life through government control rather than the stability of their family. I don't know what young woman needs to hear this today.
Besides our own fulfillment of having children, I mean, it is the most wonderful thing that ever happened to me. But putting that aside, there's a really practical side about it. You get older, you need kids to help take care of you. I mean, I remember talking to my girls. I have 6 girls, and I said to them, I have 6 girls. I've worked really hard for you. Don't put me in a nursing home. And my daughter said, don't worry, Mom, we gotcha. You know, which was kind of funny. But there is a practical side of that as well, right? I mean, we all do get older, and it's great to grow older with kids and get that kind of help from family versus strangers in a nursing home.
It's beautiful, and it certainly matters more than your bank account. But even if you look at your bank account, one recent study from last year found that your wealth actually goes up by 23% if you have children over the course of your lifetime. So even from a financial practicality perspective, this makes sense. But ultimately, look, I don't know what young woman needs to hear this today. I hope you're not listening to the likes of these absolutely miserable elitists who want you to stay miserable on The View. It takes courage to commit your life to another person, and certainly in our culture today, it takes courage to bring new life into the world. Be courageous. Dare to fall in love, to get married, to have kids. Your legacy you'll leave behind is infinitely more important in that area of your life than any paycheck you will ever collect from your employer.
Oh, I love that message. Isabel Brown, you were right over the target. That's why they went after you. So thanks for joining us this morning. What a message. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel.
You got it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.